Welcome, everybody. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Wisconsin. I am the gracious, beautiful, humble co host of The Ron Stone, and we're excited to have you on here tonight. It's going to be an amazing show. Type in the comments. We're going to be talking about the Case IH Superfan experience. We have a special guest with a really cool green screen. It's neat that his green screen has red chapters, Ron. How does one define that?
I don't know. I would like to have that green screen.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, my screen's kind of cool too. Jason, yours is kind of, it's or what would you say, organic? Yours is kind of organic.
It's messy, kind of like my brain. It's got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, so it's kind of good like that. So,
welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Big crowd of people watching already tonight. We've got the one and only Dan Duffner on. Dan, you're kind of a big deal with Case IH and CNH there. I want you to introduce yourself to the folks at home.
I'd introduce it differently, but thanks, Ron. And thanks for having me here today. My name's Dan Duffner, and I'm the Vice President of our global large and compact tractors. I have R&D responsibility for our tractor engineering groups and focusing primarily on large tractors. So from Case IH, that's Magnums and four-wheel drives, and then the New Holland T8s and T9s. And then I also cover the compact tractors on the other end of the spectrum up to about 55 horsepower.
Awesome. That R&D, that's got to be kind of a fun job, Dan.
It can be. Been doing this for, I don't know, maybe 28 years roughly, and been in this pleasure of leading this group for about the last 15 months.
Now, you mentioned New Holland, and some people, most people know the relationship with Case IH, but briefly give us that description of that relationship that Case and IH have with New Holland.
You bet. So we all are part of CNH Industrial, and that was formed in about 1999, and it's gone through some transformations since then. But really, we're one company, but we market our products on the ag side in two distinct brands, Case IH here today, and then the New Holland brand, which, both of those brands have a long history. And, the reason for having those brands is we have customers globally that really have an affinity for one or the other, and they are complementary from a global perspective. And so we continue with the two brands to serve our customers the best.
Awesome. I know from experience working with Case IH, nothing but positive, all great things, not only about the products, but about the people that we've worked with Case IH have just been awesome folks to work with. Give us a little background on the company itself, if you can, the history of Case IH, how it became to be Case and International and Case IH together there.
You bet. So I'll take us back to some time when none of us were around. But, the history of this company stems back to 1842. So that's over 180 years ago. And it started in Wisconsin by a gentleman named Jerome Increase Case.
Jason's from Wisconsin, Dan. I'm sorry. He's clapping up there.
Got to give that to him. And the founding of the Racine Threshing Machine Works, in addition to another gentleman named Cyrus McCormick, who founded the McCormick Harvesting Machine Company near Chicago in 1847. Both of those companies had long-standing stems of business with innovations along the way, significant innovations along the way. J.I. Case, having the first steam engine tractor, for example, in 1869. And we're going to be talking a bit later with the introduction of the Farm all-purpose tractor over 100 years ago. So from the McCormick side, those two companies joined forces in 1985. I think we remember that time well. I can still remember when all of that happened. It was, and I was just a young child at the time, probably didn't understand what a merger was. But clearly, both of those companies since then have leveraged the strengths of each other and are what they are today through the Case IH brand.
Awesome. And Farmall, let's go ahead and talk about. We're getting a lot of comments here. Dan, can you see the comments up on the screen?
I cannot. Sorry.
Sturgeon said it's pretty cool to know He works for a CNH dealer in Kentucky. New Holland is their main brand, but they carry other brands as well.
I can see the comments. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's our French YouTuber. He watches every Tuesday night. It's 2 a.m. in France right now. Jan Maveus. He says, always hear about Dan. Finally can put a face on the name. So, I mean, that proves a big deal, right, Ron?
Yeah. You're famous in Europe, Dan.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. We'll
He's not. Hey, Dan, he's not a paid. We did not pay him to say that. Honest to God, I know I'm kind of a sales guy, but he's legit. He's legit.
Yeah, he watches every Tuesday from Normandy, France.
Awesome.
So let's talk about the Farmall brand then. This is a pretty important year for the centennial year for Farmall. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yep. We are celebrating 100 years of the Farmall tractor. So in 1923, International Harvester set out to create the first all-purpose, quote unquote, tractor for plowing, cultivating, and harvest. Which the Farmall model many know and love today. 100 years later, the Farmall brand and Farmall tractors have helped revolutionize farming. And this tractor performed work that originally horses had to do and did throughout the years. And if you go back to 1923, that was a time where there was still a lot of skepticism about whether the tractor would really replace the horse, a team of horses. And look where we are now. So we are celebrating 100 years of the Farmall tractor. And we're doing that in a few big ways. One of the things I'd like to share is that we are actually giving away a Farmall 75C tractor.
Oh, nice.
If you haven't signed up, there's still time, but we're giving away a 75C tractor. We started taking entries for that contest in February, and we'll be announcing the winner of that at the National FFA Convention in October.
Are the details of this on the website, Case IH website?
Yeah, I'm actually sharing it right now, Ron, on the screen, and I just put the link into the comments. That's what a good co-host does. That's what you pay me the $1 million for, Ron.
I didn't realize that was the actual screen there, but is that the actual tractor?
Yeah,
it is.
Oh, man. So how long do they have now again, Dan?
Until October.
Enter that October.
The FFA, awesome. The FFA convention's in October. So.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I just came from my dad's house. I'm in Ohio right now. I was in southern Ohio, and I was going to take a picture of it before I left, and I forgot. But we have an old F20 sitting in the barn, Farmall F20. My grandpa has cultivators on it. My grandfather actually still used it up until the early 80s to cultivate his garden with. But we would pull start it with our Case tractor because the crank was a little sketchy. Nobody wanted to get their arm broke, I think. So, but pretty neat to still have that old F20. Originally had steel wheels on it and everything. But
I think if you think about the transformation over the 100 years, I know 100 years is a long time, but if you really think about what a farmer did and went through back in the day to plant and harvest and do all the jobs that a farmer needs to do, it's just mind-boggling to think about what it was like then to where we are now.
Yeah. The early tractors made life easier, but it still wasn't easy.
It was not easy
for the farmers. But Jason is showing some of the Case IH products on there.
Got our new Steiger on there, I see. Good.
So you know all these different models by heart, Don?
Hey, Ron, I want to pull the Steiger. What class can I pull in with my new Steiger tractor?
Probably the 30,000 pound stock class.
I'm going to take it.
Maybe
or just the unlimited open. Unlimited open, no weight limit. Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk about the new contest with the Outlaws we have going. Last year we had the ultimate Outlaw Pulling Fan Experience, and we have a new one coming up just It starts this week.
That's our super van experience, correct, Ron?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, we're sponsoring the OTTPA Superfan experience again, sponsored by Case IH, and really it's aimed at rewarding our most loyal and dedicated fans to get closer to the action, and that action is closer to the pulling action, but also we do that each week by giving multiple winners. They're awarded a Case IH banner signed by all the class winners from the previous weekend session, or a Case IH hat signed by an OTTPA puller. And for 6 lucky winners, we'll have a win. We'll win a trip to Racine, Wisconsin, for a bucket list Case IH Superfan experience at the Case IH Racine Experience Center. There, each winner will receive a ticket for them and a guest to enjoy a unique tour of the Racine tractor plant, an experience in the Retail Environment Center, and a special meeting with Case IH leaders, and follow a tractor build through a VIP plant tour. And
that's awesome.
And one of the 2023 OTTPA Pullers champions will be joining this group, so that the fans can hear a little bit more about their championship season and learn more about their pulling career and team. So just an awesome opportunity to engage with the OTTPA and to learn a little bit about Case and their operations in Racine.
So this experience, how long does this last? Dan, is it like a day or two, or?
I believe it's a day or two. Yes.
Okay.
I haven't participated in it, and I look forward to doing so this coming year.
I read about it a little bit. I think I want to experience it. That sounds really cool to go through a build. How long does it take to build one of the tractors, just in general, an average build on a Case IH tractor?
By the time, it really depends when you start the clock, but depending on that, it would about be a day and a half before it starts from the beginning to the end.
I seen Roger Rui. He's one of our pullers. Chimed in. He's a Case IH guy. He likes that idea.
Thanks, Roger.
He's definitely a super fan.
He is a competitor. He's a serious competitor. He pulled in our 8,500 light limited pro class and moved up to limited pro, 9,500 pound.
Hey, who's this Kurt Van Beek guy that keeps commenting on our show, Ron?
KVB. I don't know. Should we block him?
I don't know. I've had to block a couple spammers so far, but I think I'm going to leave this one around. I think I'm going to leave this. I think he's legit. I'm gonna C-cap him quick, Ron, and make sure he's legit. Okay.
Yeah, just keep an eye on those comments he's making there. If anything seems a little off in left field, we might want to censor him there.
So this is your chance to talk to like the one of the big dogs at Case IH, guys. So let's talk about Case. I said it wrong. Case IH New Holland. Type your questions into the comments there, or comments, and I want to know like maybe what's your favorite tractor of all time. What do you love about Case of New Holland, Case IH New Holland? Put some stuff out there. Dan, give us your top 5 tractors of all time, or can you do that, or is that in your contract saying that you can't do that?
Oh, I can do that. My tractor list is a varying colors, if you will, but my favorite IH tractor is a 1468.
Yes, the V8.
I want one so bad. I just about purchased one a couple years ago and missed out. But for all of those who are out there, I think I added some value to all of your tractors for how high I ran that one up. But no, 1468 is top of my list. I
got one on Tractor House right now. I Googled it quick for you, Dan. Tractor House, 47.5. I know. I'd like to pass the hat for Dan Duffner. We're going to buy Dan a tractor. So that'd be the ultimate Case IH Superfan experience.
Where's that one located at? Can we see?
It's in Orrstown, Pennsylvania.
Okay. I know there's one in Kansas for sure.
$2,400, 147 horsepower. Dan, I don't know if you have enough hearing protection for one of those. I'm just going to be honest with you. So.
Yeah, but they sound so good.
They do. They do. Yeah. Well, there's one needs a little paint. 1973. I was born in 75. I'm a 75 model. This is a 73. This is in Black Duck, Minnesota. I want to know what the mascot is of the Black Duck Minnesota High School. I love it.
So
anyway, back to our regular scheduled program. I don't want the marketing people to get mad at me. So
Dan, I know Case in 1976 had a special tractor they made for the bicentennial. Did International make a tractor for the bicentennial in 76? Is there a special model? Do you know of?
I don't know. I know the Steiger tractors did when they were still a separate company at that time, but they did a Spirit of 76 run out of Fargo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just I like kind of some of that history there. I as an announcer, I dig into some of the history of some of the tractors, and I give out information that folks may or may not be interested in, but it seems interesting to me. Like, the Case mascot, the eagle on there, people don't realize that's actually was a real animal. That was Abe, old Abe, the Wisconsin War Eagle on a cavalry regiment out of Wisconsin. So interesting tidbit of information there.
This is a good one. I may be a green guy, but I'm sure glad Case sponsors the Outlaws. A great partnership. See, Case IH and New Holland bringing all the tractor brands together. This moment of peace and solitude brought to you by Ron Stone. So, here's a good one. Todd Vaughn wants to know any tips on how to compete with your red tractors on the pulling track. Dan, what would you? I've heard you're a heck of a puller yourself, Dan. So do you know Todd personally? Is he personally attacking you?
I don't know. Well, you just gotta do everything right on the track. You gotta have the machine, and then you gotta have the person in the seat doing everything right. And a lot of times when you get done, the biggest problem was between the seat and the steering wheel.
Yep. I can attest to that, Dan.
I can too.
Now, Jason is a puller too, Dan. He pulled a Case IH. We were talking about Wisner. He broke his toy at Wisner. Pretty bad last year.
Pretty bad. Yep. I like this. This is a Austin Flutes watching on YouTube. Again, we did not pay him to say this, Dan, honestly. Really neat to see Case IH, an ag-based company, sponsor and help grow a sport that is ag-centered. Wish we could see other companies that are in the ag world follow suit and sponsor tractor pulling. So that's it's neat. It's Case IH and New Holland very, very involved in pulling.
Yes.
And I just absolutely love it, Dan. Absolutely love it. It makes sense to me. Hi.
Yep.
We're pulling out there. These are your customers. Let's do it.
Yeah, I fully agree. And we're really proud to say that we do sponsor the OTTPA and NTPA and other associations. So, it's awesome to be, tied to this sport and put our money where our mouth is back in the customers that watch this sport. Just about anybody that watches tractor pulling is tied to agriculture somehow or has an interest in motorsports, and it's great to support it.
Absolutely. And then people, Ron, they can enter once a day. Is that the deal on the fan contest? I can't remember the ultimate super fan contest.
I'm not absolutely certain on that.
I got it right, Ron probably tried to already enter himself 3 times in the podcast. So maybe
it locked me out. I think it disqualified. No, I honestly am not sure on that.
I'll find out.
But we'll find out and post it. We're going to be talking about this super fan contest big time after tonight. So,
good.
Dan, what tractors do you have on the farm at home, or what do you tool around on?
Yeah,
your personal collection.
Yeah, so I grew up all green. My dad is a 2-cylinder nut. And at one time we were farming 2,000 acres with 2 cylinders, believe it or not.
Wow.
And so I grew up with no cab, and I was always looking across the road to, hey, boy, that sure be nice to be riding in an air conditioning cab, or, and I thought I was in heaven when I got to work for the neighbor and run a 956 on a sugar beet topper one fall. And I'm like, boy, this is pretty nice. You're out of the wind. You got radio. I grew up a little bit behind my time on technology, but I personally have a couple old collectors. I got a 2520 John Deere, and I got a 620. And then I've got a couple pulling tractors. I pull quarter scale stuff with everything from the stock class to the 4-cylinder open mini rods.
Nice.
Are you originally from Iowa, Dan? Is that what you said earlier?
I grew up in North Dakota, north of Fargo, about an hour. It's it's not the middle of nowhere, but you can see it from here.
Okay.
And about 100 miles from Canada. Grew up here, and then I moved away about 28 years ago and lived in Iowa for about 25 years.
What association do you pull your like the quarter scales and the small mini rod with, Dan?
I belonged to Prairie Pullers before I moved back to North Dakota, so I'm a little bit out of pocket for that competition right now.
Yep.
But Central Iowa, Prairie Pullers.
Yep. No, I'm familiar with Prairie Pullers.
Got to meet a lot of great people.
Yep.
Tammy Weisenkamp commented there a minute ago. They pull a really tough international super farm tractor.
That's great.
That's pretty witty for Tammy. I'm going to give her that. That's something, Ron. That's something, Ron, I'm surprised you didn't come up with. Usually you're right on top of those cool, witty sayings like that.
A super farm experience every weekend. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mark Crowley's checking in from the great state of Minnesota. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. We got a bunch of people watching. Type in the comments the state or country you're watching from. I'll flip those up on the screen there and show Dan. Dan was a big deal before. How do you become a bigger deal? Like he can get a Did you send him the T-shirt that said yesterday I was on Outlawed with Ron Stone? Ron, did you get that?
Not yet. It's in the mail, and I let him know that it absolutely was in the mail. You know, I think it's odd tonight that I didn't pack any Case IH gear, and it's odd. I either have a Case IH T-shirt or a Case IH hat of some sort on, and I don't even have a hat, and I didn't have a T-shirt packed. So it's kind of odd. We finally have someone from Case IH on our show, and I'm wearing nothing that says Case IH on it.
Well, I can help you get some of that if you let me know.
Oh, we have plenty.
We have plenty.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I need I need some cool stuff, Dan. Just saying. And I will wear it on the show. Chuck Hobbs checking in.
Sioux Center, Iowa, Grand Island, Nebraska.
He said the 815. Is that a thing?
That's his area code. Yep.
I know. I said it's a thing now. The 815,
like the 618.
618.
We see this a lot. That the 88 series is the best looking red one ever built. Do you hear that a lot too, Dan? That 88 series.
Yeah, it was a good looking tractor.
It was
especially. I actually think the pulling tractors of that era looked just awesome.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, this is cool. All the comments coming in here. Veldy one watching from.
Mark Himes is watching on YouTube. He says he's from Iowa and he pulled with Dan.
Uh-oh.
Mark, is Dan a cheater? We just want to know. Does he follow the rules, or do you have to tear him down after every pass, or what do we got going on there? So,
no laughing gas allowed.
Dan, where can I find some pictures on the internet of your quarter scale or your mini rod?
Oh boy, you might have to search Prairie Pullers. Might be some video in. I'm trying to think of the city, Anamosa. If
it's out there, he's going to find it, Dan.
Yeah, he's probably going to find it.
We had a puller on here in the 4-wheel drive truck, Pro Stock 4-wheel drive truck class one night. He mentioned how he got started. Was his mom and dad pulled when he was a little boy. And did somebody send that in, or did you find it, Jason?
No, somebody actually sent that in to me.
Yeah, and it's an old picture and when he was little of their old truck. It was a really cool picture. Tammy Hunick checking in from Lincoln, Nebraska. Now, Dan, you said you had a connection to Outlaws somehow. What? Tell us about that connection. You didn't go into detail earlier, but
so good friend of mine, Doug Sabatka. We didn't know each other that well at the time, but he said you should come out to a pull with me. So I did, and we went to Wisner, Nebraska. And, just enjoying a tractor pull, and off to the far right was I don't know what club it was, the Nebraska, mini pullers association with Cub Cadets and 4-wheel drives and all these snowmobile motors, etc. I wasn't that interested, but about 2 hours later, I wandered over there and I found this tractor that looked pretty cool and talked to the guy. And a week later, I called him and we had a deal. So that's how I got into the 4-cylinder mini rod pulling circuit.
It was an outlaw pull that got you hooked.
Yep.
Awesome.
Now, not to mention, I remember changing main bearings all night in the trailer at Whistler. It was a great time.
That's all part of the experience, Dan. All part of the experience. So you are good friends with Doug Sabatka?
Yeah, I know him well over the years.
Okay. Now I've heard stories. He's like almost like a bona fide genius. Is that true?
I would say.
Yeah. I've heard he's.
I've
talked to him a few times, but
I've never really asked him. But I usually listen to what he says if he'll tell me answers to my questions.
Okay, Kurt commented a minute ago, said he grew up on 56 series and 66 series was his favorite, but he said he just realized he met you with Doug Sabatka in Louisville this year.
I believe I remember that, sitting in the stands. He was right behind me.
Okay. I would have been right behind you too, probably. I was sitting there with the contest winners from last year.
Cool.
So didn't even realize that. So anybody have any questions for Dan Duffner with C&H and Case IH?
Dan, what year would you have pulled with Prairie Pullers?
2013 through 2019.
Okay, that's all I need. Thank you.
He's really searching, isn't he?
He's going to be on a mission to find it here. So
we're not.
So tell us about some of your experiences working with Case IH, Dan. I mean, highlights of your career working with them. Something that's gotten you excited, like a new tractor that was coming out. Something maybe Case IH did that since you've worked there that kind of innovated the industry.
Yep. So I've been with C&H for about 15 months. And prior to that, I worked for another company in the same business, John Deere. And so through a series of life events, I found myself, I had the opportunity to lead large tractors for Case IH New Holland. And probably the thing I would say is, yes, it's product. And yes, that's why we get up every day and do what we do and try to develop the best tractors and products for our customers. But it's also about the people. And I found that in tractor pulling as well. It's really about the people. And I found that there's some of the best and smartest, you referenced a couple today, people in this industry, designing ag equipment, whether it's combine or tractor or planter, precision tools, etc. And it's the people that keep me getting up motivated every day to come and do a great job. And so true is that for tractor pulling. It's a lot of work for 15 seconds down the track.
Yeah.
But when I think about the best times I've had in tractor pulling, aside from the one or two moments on the track, it's really been around the fun I've had with people. And that's, to me, what it's all about.
Yeah, it's the whole experience. And I mean, when you have a tractor pull, I mean, the fans and the pit area, the people on those grounds combined are just some of the best people in the country. I mean, they're right here in the heartland, but they're just, and you find this everywhere when you go to a tractor pull. I mean, you could go back east and find the same thing. And Jason's probably experienced this as a puller, and we see it all the time, where a puller, something happens in a staging area and they can't get started. They're on the clock. And you'll see pullers not only from other classes, but competitors within the class trying to help them get started so they can go out there and basically compete against them. And that says a lot for the people in this sport. And Tammy Weisenkamp just commented, tractor pulling is one big family, and that's absolutely true.
Hey, Tony, we need your address. We're going to send you some Case IH gear. He's not giving up. These comments, this is a hoot tonight. I like having a little red-green rivalry. This has been a hoot. Thank you, Dan.
It's all good.
Yeah, a really good friend of mine, Ken Summers, pulls. He farms with all red, Dan. Everything on the farm, combines, tractors, everything is red. But he pulls with a John Deere. It's kind of interesting. Him and his daughter, well, his daughter pretty much pulls it anymore. She's what is she, a junior at K-State?
Yeah.
Junior this year. And it's called colorblind. And the wording on the tractor, on that John Deere tractor are inked in red. So kind of neat that he has both. If he had his choice, he would be running an Oliver, which I think that's something he has in the works for the pro stock class. I hope I didn't give that away.
You didn't. He's talked about it.
Okay.
Hey, Dan, did you pull at Waterloo in 2019 at the indoor pool?
2019, yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Getting closer.
Uh-oh.
No. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. So
You might find some video there.
We want our other guest is running late, so we can keep talking to Dan for a while.
Jeff just jumped on, so
he did.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
That's why. Sorry.
Giving us some trouble about.
Yeah. So Dan, Ron is the king of like fishing information out of people about new builds and selling stuff, and talking to Ron's kind of like talking to Dr. Phil. So Dan, be careful. I mean, I don't want you spilling any. I don't want you spilling any secrets, bud. So
yeah, he could ask me anything he likes.
So,
hey, answer this one. Veldy's watching on YouTube. Says, "Hey Dan, what are your thoughts of the 50 series combines? We have a 7250 and it works great."
Yeah, I personally don't have experience with one, but I got a good friend in Northeast Iowa. That's what he runs, and he loves it. And you find something you like, take care of it. And if you can still buy the same thing, keep it updated.
Yeah.
It's a good machine.
So what does Case IH have in the works that you can tell us about, Dan? I mean,
here it comes, Dan.
Well, Ron, if you'd believe it or not, we're always working on new things. And whether that means large tractors or small tractors, but I can't really share too much, but I can tell you we're always focused on what our customers are going to be needing 2, 3 years, 5 years out. And it's never one of these things you can sit down and ask a customer, what do you want in a tractor or a combine? And I think the most insightful thing you can ask them is what keeps them up at night. What are the big problems on their farm that they wish would go away? And that can get some of the creative juices going on what might trigger the next, the next product or service that we can provide.
Hey Dan, what specific class were you in? Was it the 1350 4-cylinder or the 1250 Super Mod?
1350.
Okay. What color is your tractor?
I have a black one.
Okay.
Called Predator, and a green one called Buck Wild.
Thank you.
Uh-oh, he's typing. He found it.
Speaking of super fan, Russ is on the show, Ron.
Yeah.
He is the ultimate super fan. He's a Wisner guy, Dan. You guys should get together. So.
Awesome.
Dan, give us some of your favorite places to go tractor pulling, or where you enjoy either competing with your stuff or just going and watching.
Yep. Absolutely love Toma. I love the Iowa State Fair. Let's see.
Dan, Dan, the announcers at the Iowa State Fair are amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're probably some of the best announcers in the pulling industry. Just throw that out there. I can't remember their names, Dan, but they're really good. They make me laugh. So.
Yeah. I was thinking about my last experience there. That's not what stuck out for me, but
Double slam, Jason.
Yeah.
Double slam right there.
We have hold on, Dan. You earned this little GIF we like to put on the screen every now and then. I got to find it. I'm looking for my bus. I got bus chucked. I'm looking for the bus.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. We can say we got Coltrane'd now that they're a sponsor. How about
Coltrane.
that? Oh shoot.
Jim Bradbury asks, Dan, do you ever think there will be an electric combine in the future?
Fully electric, I think that'll be a long time. One of the interesting things about that question is we get asked it a lot, number one, simply because what we're seeing in automotive.
Right.
But it's really hard to take a high-powered, what I mean by that, 500 horsepower machine that's working 90 to 100% load factor all day and do that with batteries. There's just so much energy inside diesel fuel, which all the diesel fans know.
Yeah.
And so we'll need significant advancements. What I do think, though, is there's opportunity for certain functions of whether it's the harvester or machine that can be electrified and can add some value.
Okay.
Next on the track, Dan Duffner pulling the Predator.
No.
Waterloo, Iowa. We'll sell you the seats, but you only need the edge.
Do we have video? There we go.
I did it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you notice all the fans in the seats just went wild?
They're all
on the
getting
camera
ice cream.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, they're getting ice cream. They're getting ice cream. So.
Do you know this Mark Fisher guy, Jason?
He's a friend of mine. He lives in Keswick still, or we went to elementary school together. So.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Is this a puller?
That's one of Dan's buddies. He wants me to go search that.
2019, Bristol, Iowa. Gotcha.
Bristol, that might be a good one. I think I was.
You got it there close, Jason.
Working on it.
I was the only one in my club that liked that pull. I think it was a sandy track, full of water. Loved it.
Dan, are you going to make some outlaw events this year?
I sure hope so. I don't know how my summer's shaping up. My June seems to be all packed full, but not sure if I'm going to make it to Outlaw or not.
Okay.
I want to come see my buddy Don Storjohn run. It'd be great to see him run down the track.
Awesome. Camden Schaefer's watching from Alabama.
Oh yeah, we got to ask before we let him go. Ask Ryan.
Rusinks. Sorry, I'm hitting buttons the same time you are, Jason.
I'm the co-host. It's my job. Come on, you're the pretty face.
I like pushing buttons.
Okay. Dan, I know Toma's not an outlaw event. Obviously, I live an hour south of there, and I'm going to be up there. Are you going to be in Toma this year?
I will. Yes.
Okay, but I'm gonna hunt you down and buy you some cheese curds. Dan.
Awesome. Make my teeth squeak.
Yep.
So, yeah, the famous Ryan Rusink question. Ryan's a photographer, one of our pulling buddies. And he always asks a guest, the last question is, your favorite place to pull, if you could pull any class, any tractor or truck.
Without having to worry about breaking it, Dan.
In any era.
Yep.
Could be the 70s, could be now. Which tractor and where would it be? What class?
Yeah. The tractor would have to be pro stock. And I'm torn actually between pro stock and light super. Really torn. I know you have to pick one, so I'll pick a pro stock. And we'll go with Toma.
Okay.
Good choice. Anybody, Dan, anybody's particular tractor or anything that just goes womp, 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 womp will make you happy?
There's something about that sound that kind of makes a seed corn hat turn sideways, right? It's great.
Very nice.
Oh, I love it. Makes the seed corn hat turn sideways. I love it.
Nice.
We got to get. We're gonna get Tony some Case IH gear. He's been hounding us all night with all these John Deere.
He's hammering us. He's hammering us with John Deere stuff. Well, Dan Duffner, thank you so much for coming on and helping us kick off the Case IH 2023 Superfan Experience Contest. Folks, go to outlawpulling.com to enter that contest. But Dan, I hope we see you around this summer.
I'd love to see you guys. And special shout out to all the fans and pullers in Outlaw. It's an awesome sport. Again, really glad to be working for a company that appreciates the sport and knows where our bread's buttered.
You have no idea. That's the coolest thing you said all night, Dan. And I've been hearing this from pullers for years. So thank you.
You bet.
Thanks so much for coming on, Dan. We appreciate it.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Have a great night.
Dan. You want to push the buttons, Ron, or do you want me to push the buttons?
No, I'm sorry. I won't push any more buttons.
Good night, Dan. Jeffrey Ogle, how are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Good. Hey, are you on your phone?
Yes.
Yeah, turn it sideways. There we go.
There we go.
Better?
Yeah, we want to see your full head. We want to see your full head, Dan. Jeff, excuse me. I just called you Dan. That was our last guest.
Oh, that's all right.
You've been called
a lot worse.
I was just going to say, if you're hanging out with us. So
It only gets worse from here, Jeff. So, Jeff Ogle from the Monett Raceway in Monett, Missouri. Got us a little event coming up this weekend, Jeff.
Yeah, we've got you guys coming in. I think there's 4 or 5 classes you guys are running Friday and Saturday night.
5 classes. Yeah.
The community here is really pumped about that. I've talked to I know a lot of people in the community here. I've talked to a lot of them, and they are going to be there one of the 2 nights. Awesome.
Of course, we're bringing a new class in there for us, the 20,000-pound limited pro semis. We're bringing the modified 4-wheel drives, and I'm hearing we're going to have a bunch of those guys there. We have a lot of door slammers there. The 540 light pros will be there. The light modifieds and the diesel pickups, the 3.0 limited pro diesel pickups will be there as well. Should be a lot of those in there. So we're gonna make some noise, blow some smoke for 2 nights, Friday and Saturday, June 2nd and 3rd, our kickoff to the season 2023.
if you're joining us on Monett this weekend, type in the comments where you're coming from. It's always kind of fun to see this, whether you're a puller or whether you're a fan. We like to see where everybody's coming from. So,
do you see Russ's comment, Jason?
Yeah,
that's actually a good idea.
It is.
So, Jeff, what time are we starting there on Friday? What time do the gates open? And give us the lowdown here on the
gates open at 3. Pulling starts about 7 o'clock both nights. There's a ticket prices start at $50 for VIPs. And then it's $30 for regular admission. And I can't remember the rest. I'd have to find it real quick. Sorry, had T-ball tonight and can't figure out what I was doing. And let me see. I think I sent it to you. There it is. So it'll be $30 regular admission. Regular admission for a child 15 and under is $20. Pit pass is $50, and then we're offering a family pass, 2 adults and up to 3 kids for $100.
Okay. Can you still buy pre-sale tickets? Are they still available?
Yes, they're available at Monett Raceway on Facebook, and then click the first link. It'll have a picture of the Outlaw tractors. If not, you can get them there at the gate as well.
Okay.
And we're excited to have you guys.
Yeah, I just put that link into the comments to the Monett Raceway Facebook page. Hey, Jeff, so when we first got you guys booked, I wanted to change the town Monett to Monet and have it be French. Do you have any? I'll be down Friday, mid-morning to start setting up for Outlaw Pulling TV. Can you set me up with the mayor of Monett or the city council so I can work on my petition to have it called Monet instead of Monett?
I could try, but as many times as we went around the state when I played football, they pronounced it that way anyways.
Monet.
So
I just think it's funny. It's all good.
We do have one of our fans that watches every Tuesday night that actually is in France. He watches every Tuesday from Normandy, France.
That's cool.
I guess he can't find anything else fun to do at 2 a.m. over there, Jason.
Yeah,
right.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, Jeff. So, how much do you know about pulling? Like, what's your involvement with the Monett Raceway? And then, like, can you tell us more? I've been doing more Google searches and sharing stuff, and I see like the Queen of the Lady or the Queen Track,
the Grand Old Lady.
Grand Old Lady. Yeah, Grand Old Lady.
So it got that nickname probably 15 or 20 years ago, actually, and it's had that kind of the Grand Old Lady to it ever since I was a kid, which isn't that long ago because I'm only 26. But that was the nickname it got when Randy Mooneyham owned it, and it just kind of stuck with the track, and so that's what everybody's called it now, is the Grand Old Lady. It's a late model track, and that's what it's known for. We've had, I believe, one World of Outlaws late model race there, and we've had several other series come in and stuff on the racing side, and then just a few local truck and tractor pull associations local to Southwest Missouri here that have come in. So you guys will kind of be like the first national type of series for pulling to come into the Speedway and have you guys.
So the gates open at 3:00 Friday. Same on Saturday, I assume.
Yes. Yep. Everything's the same.
Pre-sale tickets they're $25, correct? If you buy them early.
That I'm not sure on. I don't want to lie to you and say yes or no. I'm not sure on that.
Jason will bring it up here. He'll find it and bring it up there. I'm pretty sure it was 25 on the pre-sale side of it. So what time can pullers get? Can pullers get in there Thursday night? Jeff?
Yeah, I'm sure that will be fine with them. We'll lock the pits. If they're going to stay back there, they may have somebody stay out at the track. But if they can let us know if they're wanting to come in Thursday night, that would help out tremendously. So we could just get them in there and get them parked where we want everybody. I don't know how many trucks you guys are expecting to be in there this weekend, but the more we know, that way we can kind of get those guys. If they want to come in Thursday night, they can come in and enjoy the little bit of town that we do have to offer and kind of hang out. There's a few good restaurants to eat in town, so.
Are you building a house right now, Jeff? What's going on back there?
No, my son's out here banging on the wife's car.
Jeff, bring your son over. Jeff, I want to meet your son. Bring him over.
Come here. Here, this is my daughter, Oakley. Can you say hi?
Hi, Oakley. How are you?
Say hi, Carson.
Hi, Carson.
Can you say hi? These guys are going to be with the tractor pull this weekend at the racetrack. Is that cool?
Are you guys ready for the tractor pull?
Well, they're both kind of dirt heads.
Yeah.
Their grandpa races a Midwest modified, and so they're both deep into the racing side of it. Anything really. We watched the NASCAR race yesterday, and they both were just in it. So
awesome.
Trying to get them involved in other stuff besides sports, because sports can only take you so far, and if you're good, it can take you very far. But just trying to teach them lessons and stuff with that.
Did you play college football, Jeff?
No, I didn't. I was dead set on being a fireman, a full-time fireman. So I just went to a school in Cassville to get what I needed for that, and started being a full-time fireman actually 2 weeks after I had my daughter.
Nice.
When I was a baby.
Awesome.
When I was a baby.
Yeah.
So can fans get back into the pit area? I'm assuming we'll be pitting in the infield, probably outside the track as well, but will fans be able to have access to the track?
Yeah. Fans can purchase a pit pass as well, and that will get them into the pits. If your drivers have T-shirts and stuff that they want to sell, then that's the easiest way for us to do that. And then there'll be a full we've doubled our staff for the concession stand and the beer hut so that everybody can be accommodated in a timely fashion. We do accept card and cash, so that's one of the nicer things is we accept both. And that's
the beer hut sounds like a fun place.
Oh yeah, that's where a lot of people hang out.
Where's the play outside?
Yes.
So I'll be announcing there Friday and Saturday, Jeff.
Okay.
I actually have announced a tractor pull there. I thought it was 2011. Jerry Setter thought it was 2013 with the Missouri State Tractor Pullers. I think that was under a previous owner as well. But will it be the
That
same?
would have been under Randy.
Okay. Will it be the same setup from the press box there behind?
Yes,
on top of
that
the grandstand?
press box that you probably set in 2010 is the same press box, except there's a hole in it now because we haven't. There's plans to redo it all, and we just haven't got to it yet.
Dad, let's stay
Okay.
outside.
So
Okay, you guys are using that press box week in and week out of races, though, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I was going to say spray for wasps for me tomorrow and Thursday, but
Well,
you guys are using it every week.
luckily there hasn't been any wasps lately.
That's something I carry with me. I learned early on when you're announcing it. Some of these events, that's all they have is like one tractor pull every year. Is to carry a couple cans of wasp and hornet spray. Because I'd actually got stung at a pull a couple of years ago
Oh,
while I was announcing. So always handy to have those on. So we're going to start at 7:00 both nights. Pulling in front of the grandstand there at the Grand Old Lady, the Monett Raceway. Now you said they're selling beer there, so people cannot bring their own refreshments or beer in, correct?
No.
Okay.
And I believe we'll have you set up kind of on the infield of the racetrack a little bit, and you guys will pull in front of the grandstands there.
Okay. I've been keeping an eye on the forecast. It's kind of right in the middle right now. So,
Right.
50%. So you never know. Midwest, it could change here in the next hour or so. But my dad's sending you a shout out there, Jeff. He was retired fireman, 36 years.
Thank you. The wife's here now.
Okay. Does that mean you got to go, Jeff?
No. She just wanted to say hi real quick.
Oh, hello.
She'll be running around doing a little bit of everything out there this weekend.
Jeff, what's your involvement? What's your involvement at the track, Jeff? What's your job title, or what do you do?
I don't really know. I kind of have multiple job titles and multiple stuff that I do. I help my wife. We check in the cars together in the pits. I do track prep. When I'm not busy with the daughter's T-ball and stuff, I help out with the track prep and that kind of stuff. And then I'm on the safety team, and I'm the public relations person, I guess you could say.
PR. That's a big title. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of do a little bit of everything out there.
They're throwing rocks.
Yeah.
It's getting dangerous, Jeff. We won't keep you.
No, he did. Hey, Ron, he just sprayed for the Hornets.
Oh.
Yeah. We're just gonna bring her up there, and she can throw rocks for the Hornets up there.
All right. Well, Jeff, we're gonna spread the word here. Try to get some more butts in the seats there. Gates open at 3:00. Plenty of time to go look at the equipment, the pit area. Show starts at 7 p.m. each night, this Friday and Saturday, June 2nd and 3rd. The kickoff to the Outlaw pulling season. Jeff, thanks for coming on, and we'll see you, if not Thursday night, Friday morning, buddy.
Awesome. Sounds good, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks for coming on.
Jeff Ogle. That was fun.
Yeah.
So he must be the main. I mean, he's not the track owner, is he?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
Nope. He's the PR guy, and like you said, the track guy. And
jack of all trades guy. Right. I know how that goes.
Yeah, me too.
We all
So
do.
we've got an exciting new thing, Jason. We're starting tonight.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm bringing it up right now.
Exciting. Now, this is the first phase of it. It may get a little more.
It will. Once we get some ideas going. Some ideas. First of all, having Dan Duffner on from Case IH was cool. So I Googled him, and it said Dan Duffner, John Deere, Dan Duffner, Case IH. So I was like, that was cool. He's been at Case New Holland now for what? He said 15 months?
Yeah, like a
But-
year and a half, something like that. Yeah.
But fans, pulling fans, Case New Holland sponsors pulling at a high level. They're the only ones out of the big brands that do that. That has to mean something.
Yep.
If you love pulling, and like Tony Callan, there's a nice John Deere tractor too, folks. Tony John Deere hasn't done anything for the sport of pulling except for what they do back in the day. Didn't they try to steal what's his name's his 466 block, the Cajun Queen? So we'd have to get Roos on here. We'd have to get Roos on here for all that dorky data stuff that he knows from Tractor Zoom. So
Yeah, I remember I saw that tractor one time. I know what you're talking about.
yep.
So
I'm pumped for Monett. I'm pumped for Monett. It's going to be a good time. A lot of people are talking about it. Always over the week of the event, Ron, it always gets a little more exciting. You know what I mean? Or people start getting pumped up and stuff like that. So
I think, look at that. The beer money bonus.
boom.
New for this year. The beer money bonus. And what we're doing is, you want me to explain it, Jason? Or
I do, Ron.
Okay.
This is your idea, but it's my money. It's a fantastic relationship we have going on here.
I'm figuring out ways to spend your money, buddy.
Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. So the beer money bonus, we came up with this idea that before each event, Jason, the beer money pulling team, was going to put up a little extra cash for beer money, if you will.
Yep.
And we're going to spin a wheel. The wheel is going to have the name of each class participating at that particular event. So we'll spin the wheel. Whichever class it lands on, Jason, we're going to give some beer money to the top 3 spots.
Yeah, I think we should talk about it now. So I'm willing to spend about $1,000 a month on this. That's about my beer money. I went through my credit card statements, and I'm sober now for 17 days, Ron, since you got me all hammered in Glencoe.
Oh, wait, you're having second thoughts now? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, Ron and I were in Glencoe, Kentucky with our team, and Ron let me drink whiskey. I drank all of it, so I haven't had.
I left you alone with Borth and Richardson for like 15 minutes.
Yep, and Chad Mayhill. I think Chad Mayhill was there. I don't really remember everybody that was there, Ron, but I enjoyed myself. So I enjoyed myself.
Went downhill from there.
So I guess if I'm willing to do about $1,000 a month for this, Ron. So like, do we do? I guess when we get into busy season, it'll be hard. Maybe we pick a class and we do $100 to the winner. But I figured with Monett, we should probably. What do you want to do? You want to do? I could do $300, and then we could pick a class and then throw $300 at the purse. Or what are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking? I want to know what everybody kind of wants me to do here a little bit, because you always have that. Don't give it all the winner. Kind of spread it through the class, or should I pad the top 3 spots, or should I do $100 and pick 3 classes? I'm willing to do $300 for Monett, Missouri fans.
Okay. All right.
That's the beer money bonus, $300, and
$300.
So we can spin the wheel 3 times, pick 3 different classes, and I could throw $100 to the winner, right, Ron? Or we could spin the wheel once. Or what do you want to do, Ronald?
What's a case of beer cost? What's a case of beer cost right now? $25. So how many cases of beer does the winner of a class need to celebrate after the pull? That's the question.
So Jack Johnson's saying 3 classes. So he's saying 3 classes, $100 each class. Maybe $100 at the winner, Ron?
That was kind of my idea. Yeah, the 3 classes, or the 3 places, not classes, but 3 places.
So you're saying you want to spin the wheel once, and then you want me to give $100 to first, second, third, each one of them?
Sure.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Pad the top 3 spots with $100.
I like Austin's idea. He's thinking like me. 3 different classes. That way you can plug it 3 times.
Oh, Austin.
Oh, shoot.
So.
You know what we could do? We could actually let the wheel pick, Ron.
We could. Let the wheel do it.
So here we go.
And we don't have any. Uh-oh.
Oh, what'd I do? I did Beatrice and Charles. Oh, no, I messed up my wheel.
You messed up.
That's fine. We can do this again.
You can grab the link that I sent you.
Here we go. So we're going to put in 3 classes.
Yeah.
Or 1 class. Okay.
You're gonna put in all 5 classes, and we'll spin the wheel.
No. This is the pick. What we're going to do. Whether we're going to do 3 classes, $100 each, or whether we're going to do 1 class with $100 for first, second, and third. Does that make sense?
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
So this will determine what we do. So let's spin the wheel. So I gotta put my logo in the middle. I did that before. This is pretty cool, Ron. I'm glad you found this. Glad you found this here. See, look at this. No, I'll do this. Close the ad. Okay. So I'm gonna hide it.
Here we go.
One class. All right.
One class it is.
So we're gonna pick one class, and I'm gonna give $100 first, $100 a second, and $100 a third. Ron, or do you want to? Should we break that up a little bit? The 100, the 300. How do you want to do that?
Well, first place is already getting more than second. Second's getting more than third. So if you just patted each one $100, I think it would be sufficient, don't you?
I do. So now I want to get rid of these names. Oh.
You did it again.
We're gonna. And Beatrice is our winner. New.
Yay for Beatrice.
There we go. Okay, so we got 3,500 Pro Farm.
Yep.
We got semis. We got light, limited mod. We got diesel 3.0 diesel trucks.
Yep. Limited Pro diesel pickups.
We got 540 light pros. And then we got 4x4 mod.
Modified 4-wheel drive.
Okay, so those are 6 classes. So
Okay.
we're going to spin the wheel. And then whatever class lands on, they're each going to get the beer money bonus, which is $100 to first, extra $100 to first, extra $100 to second, extra $100 to third. Right, Ron?
Yep. And
Are you okay with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay. So here we go. Ron, do you have a drum roll or anything cool?
Not sure if you can hear that or not. My high-tech sensitive microphones aren't picking it up.
Light limited mod.
Light limited mod. Golf clap. Golf clap. So the beer money bonus goes to the light limited mod class. $100 to first, second, and third. Extra beer money bonus to first, second, and third. For that'd be good. $100 be good for 4 cases, pretty much, of beer.
I think so. I mean, that should pay for some beer money, don't you think?
Yeah,
that should pay for some beer money. So
thank you for doing that. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It was a heck of an idea you had, Ronald. So
I'll think of other ways this week to spend your money. Just yeah.
If interest rates would come down and more people start selling their houses than buying new houses, then the Schultz Mortgage Team we'd have a Schultz Mortgage Team bonus and a beer money bonus at the same time.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be super cool.
You heard it here first. So awesome.
Yeah.
First pull of the season, buddy.
I can't wait.
Just a few nights away. So folks, go check it out at Monett, Missouri. And if you can't make it to Monett, Missouri, of course, you can watch it on
Outlawed.tv.
That's right.
Let me show you that super fast, fans. How you do this. You go to the Google and you present your screen. Boom, boom, boom. I started typing in outlaw wrong. I spelled owl, so it showed pictures of owls. So I got to do that. Outlaw.
Owls are cool too.
Oh, I like. Yeah, I'm not against that. I'm not anti-owl. Outlaw Polling TV. Click on the Monett, spit to it, and you can subscribe monthly to Outlaw TV and watch everything we do, past, present, future, for $39.99 a month. That's a smoking deal. I feel like a QVC person right now, Ron. And if you order right now, we might throw in maybe some of Ron Stone's famous hair gel, or or something like that.
And we'll throw in some bonus footage from 2018 from Full Bowl TV.
Absolutely.
It's also there on the site. So you get all this for one low price.
Yep.
$39.99.
So you can either buy Friday night for $24.99 or you can buy a monthly pass for $39.99. So at that point, buy the $39.99 a month and go watch all of it.
That's the way to go.
That's
the way to go.
So good times will be had there. So shout out to our good friends at outlawpolling.tv. I heard they're fantastic, Ron. So
they are just magnificent. The new production crew. It's going to be great. We've had we did a little training and getting used to the equipment, and I thought it went great down in Texas and Columbus, Texas, and Glencoe, Kentucky. So we're ready to rock and roll.
It's going to be fun. So Charles and I did Let's Grow Polling last night. We talked about storylines. I don't want to talk about like specific winners, but give me 3 things that you think that you're excited about to see develop this season? Are there certain classes? Are there certain tires? Certain just what are 3 things, Ron? 3 things.
Well, of course, the tire situation in the 2-wheel drive class. That's an interesting development in itself. Of course, those tires introduced at Louisville, our machinery show in February. That's something that is going to be talked about a lot this season, I think, at least early in the season. The modified 4-wheel drive class, we're going to see some new faces in there, some new names. That's going to be awesome to get some new folks in there pulling with us in that class. The semis, new class for us this year. That's going to be awesome. I think probably one of the biggest things, though, this year is that I love talking about are the sweeps and the shootouts. And we've got a lot of those going on. We still have some sweeps that we haven't even announced yet that are coming very soon. Yep, Coltrane Energy, very involved in that. Thank you to all those sponsors, Coltrane Energy and Holganics Midwest.
I don't think I should drink any Holganics on air, Ron, while we're doing a live show.
Though I think you can. They said when they were on the show that night, they said you actually could. But
we got to get those guys on again. They were a hoot.
They were.
They were fun.
They said they wanted to come back on. They said they had so much fun they wanted to come on and do it again. So,
all right, Mark Ham's his storyline is the new Outlawed. Come on, fans, get your stuff in here. The Outlawed. Hey, remember, write that down. The Outlawed. That's got a little. I like that. It'll make you turn your seed corn hat sideways. Yeah. That's funny that Dan Dudley said that because we said the womp 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 and had a little fun with her.
Did we let him know that he would get anything that he said and told us tonight? He would get no royalties or anything from.
Yeah, no, I said that. I had him DocuSign the.
Gotcha.
The statement right before. It's a PDF. I got a digital signature.
Very good.
The new Outlawed, yes. They had a really cool picture on their Facebook page, Ron, for Memorial Day.
I saw that. Yep, the brand new one looks just like the his brother's mod, which was new last season, but it's just a different color. So I'm thinking it's pretty much a twin.
Yeah. Ulmer running. Oh, so Austin Flute was teasing us. He went one period, 2 periods.
What's going on there?
And he said Ulmer running something orange. Dun, da, da, da. Is he letting secrets out of the bag?
I don't know if it's supposed to be a secret or not. I've heard about it. He's supposed to be working on something unlimited that makes black smoke.
That's the rumor I've heard as well from the great Mark Ulmer.
Some other cool things, the 540 Light Pro class. We increased the payout to that class and increased the points fund as well. Points fund actually across the board went up significantly this year. The diesel pickups that went up. What is it? Kurt said it went up at $18,000. I think increase in the points fund from.
I think it's 30,000.
30,000.
Yeah, I thought I said 30.
He's watching, so.
Well, no, and I'm not trying to be funny, and sometimes I try to be funny. When it comes to spending Kurt's money, I'm very serious about that. About not making fun of it.
Yeah, he'll chime in here. It may be 30,000 increase.
Austin, you talking about Doug Meisinger's Pro Stock, or who's Doug? What other Doug secrets we have?
He could be talking about Doug Roberts' light mod with a tank motor, maybe. Oh yeah, I like that. Will there be any? Oh yeah, Cole on the Ron. I'm the Cole. I pushed the buttons, Ron. I pushed the buttons, Ron. I want to have one responsibility. You're the host. Roger Ruby's 4-1. Yeah, he was competitive in every class he pulls in. Very, very competitive. Yes, on the pro stock of Doug's. Oh, okay, Doug Meisinger's. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's Tony Workman sheet metal, right? No, it's Tony Workman's motor. What sheet metal are they using? Good question. If Van Beek's still watching. But yeah, that is a combined effort between High Plains Performance out there, Doug Meisinger, the Van Beeks,
And Koima, right?
And yeah,
Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler.
You think folks realize that Adam Sandler pulls with us?
You know, I just watched one of his movies this weekend. It was pretty funny. He makes me laugh. So, hey, did you get your Coltrane yet? And I'm not trying to rub it in if you didn't, but it freaking tastes really good.
I haven't been home. You know, I've been in Ohio since, when did I get here? Geesh, Friday. So, no, I assume it's there waiting for me.
I got a hat too, so I'm just pretty excited. I'm sure.
Really?
I know Chuck Hobbs got some stuff. Some people that watched the show last week when we had Coltrane on, they got free stuff in the mail.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. You did that.
You get fringe benefits when you are a super fan of the show.
Super fan. Come on, other people. So Mark Ham's making all the comments, guys. There's a bunch of you still watching. What are your storylines? What are you most looking forward to? What are your storylines? Veldy1 says, my favorite storylines are the Outlaw Sled and the semis. I'm very excited to see both this year. Very cool.
Of course, we debuted the Outlaw Sled on this show recently.
Yeah, we did.
Really hoping Extreme Pleasure can figure it out.
It really was starting to come along.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Some of the stuff that people were saying and stuff that I couldn't think of off the top of my head. So it's awesome.
Well, you only got a million things on your mind, Stone, so it's all good.
Thunder in the Valley's big 20th anniversary this year. Yeah, that's going to be a huge show. Claypool,
big class of four-wheel drives coming Friday and Saturday. How many, Claypool? How many? Do some name dropping, kiddo. Do some name dropping. I think that's going to be our biggest class.
Yeah, it is going to be. It is. Yeah. In addition to the Outlaw pullers, I know Steve Bost and Gerald Ammon are going to be there. The Southern Belle four-wheel drive in that class. Charlie Hines is coming up from Texas to pull in the class. Claypool's will have 2 trucks there.
Don't they have 3? I thought Claypool's had 3 trucks.
Nope. That's the Thorntons. They have 3.
Oh, okay. But I swear, when we had Eric on the show last,
they actually do have 3. They have that old four-wheel drive that he originally had.
Okay.
That square body Chevy, but I don't think they have it ready yet. So they just have the 2. So technically, yes, they do have 3 chassis.
Roger says, yeah, Wisner Pole's putting some bleachers and box seats, and absolutely, yeah. I think Dave Nelson or you shared that, Ron, some of the video of them bringing all those in.
Yep.
The new seating in Wayne, Nebraska. Wow, yep. I didn't know that.
Yep, brand new seating. That's going to be awesome. Actually, what they did there is going to make life easier for the production crew and the announcers as well there at Wayne. So that's going to be awesome. A lot of upgrades going on at a lot of the tracks.
It's exciting that Outlaw promoters are putting more seats in and upgrading facilities. That's a good sign. For those of you that know, that's a very, very, very good sign. So,
yep, it was encouraging last season, the season before, especially this last season. There was a lot of people in the stands at all of our pulls. It was very encouraging.
Russ, that's a great comment. I just want to walk through the pits and see all the pullers. I miss truck and tractor pulling. Yeah, I do too. I get a little, not depressed, but I get a little blah, whatever. Mm-hmm. Pulling just gets me pumped up, and it's excited to see everybody and fun for all that. Tammy, just excited to see. How bad Tammy, how bad was the storm damage at your guys' farm when you guys had those tornadoes? Was that a few weeks ago? I think they got hit pretty good. I'm just glad they're okay. It's been a crazy spring, Ron. It's either been snowing or it's been 90 degrees. So is it dry in Kansas where you are too, like it is in Wisconsin?
You know what? I think it's about normal right now. I'm not sure. I've spent a lot of time away from Kansas recently.
Yeah, that's true.
Been to Texas and Kentucky, and I'm in Ohio right now. I'll be in Kansas tomorrow. So then, of course, Southwest Missouri Thursday night. But no, I don't think we're in drought conditions there.
Good. It's getting to be dry. up here in the Wisconsin and the Midwest. So, well, good. Ron, the Dan Duffner thing was awesome. Thank you for doing that. And then Mr. Ogle from Monett, Missouri, that was interesting as well. So, are we going to be having more Case IH people on, or do you know what the plan is for this year, bud?
We're working on bringing on local dealers,
Okay.
Case IH dealers that are close to the events that we're having. We're looking forward to having some of those dealers participate and getting involved at the dealer level. We'll also, of course, talk to promoters each week. Next week we'll talk to the folks from Ravenna. I think they have a band coming out to the R Bar, and we might do something at the R Bar on Thursday. Following week in Cherokee, that's a Friday night event. Ben Beller says, Kansas mostly dry. Ron needs to see a drought map. Well, Ben, I'm not a farmer, and I haven't spent a lot of time there. So
1, 2, 3, 4 pressure. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, the Cherokee, I think we're going to have another Thursday night deal where at the bar right across the street, where we have a couple of tractors, maybe a couple of trucks show up, and yours truly, I'll probably be playing guitar there at the bar on Thursday night. And
bow chicka wow wow. That was my what Tammy say? Chad's cousin half a mile got hit bad. We had a little damage, just a leg and a 2 pivot went over. I do know it was a long night for Chad. They brought like 100. I almost said 100,000. 1,000 head to our place. Wow, that's crazy. Ben, oops.
Oh,
Ben,
sorry.
help. No, I'm tired of picking on you, Ron. It's okay. But yes, let's get some more outlaw pulls in the state of Kansas. Yes, the guy that you call is sitting next to me. Oh no, this way. You said that way.
Where?
Ron Stone, call this guy. Call this guy.
What town are you in Kansas, Ben?
There's about a 15-second delay here. Do you think we keep the 7 o'clock time frame, Ron, in the summer, or should we push it back? I want to know, what do the fans think? I feel like, honestly, sometimes the numbers pick up as the show goes on. I don't know. I don't want to mess with either. Kind of, everybody's used to 7.
They've stayed pretty consistent here, haven't they, throughout the show? Huh.
Well, I've just always wondered about that. But maybe people are just getting in and they're catching. I know a lot of people. We know a lot of people rewatch the show. So, yeah, full pull bets is a big headline, Austin. Pretty sure the first time we're going to see them is going to be in Rock Valley. I think there's 6 to 8 outlaw pulls that are going to be featured on that schedule. You're going to learn more about that here in the next couple weeks. So, Tammy says, I think later the farmers work late. We have a lot of farmers. Yeah. Ron, we'll have to have a meeting in your motorhome about that.
Yep.
We could spin the wheel. We could spin the wheel, Ron. So.
Absolutely. So, yep, thanks for doing that.
That's going to be fun. No, honestly, thanks for thinking of that. So, light limited mod pullers, 1, 2, and 3 get an extra $100 each from the Beer Money Pulling Team. So,
awesome.
I'm gonna write you a check if you can wait till July to cash it. I mean, it's good. It'll be good in July. So.
Tiny town of Howard. I know where Howard's at. 2 hours west of Mound City. Going to try to come to Monett.
Sweet. Ben, if you do, look us up. Cole Lundell, the Outlaws are being on ESPN supposedly. Come on, Cole. We wouldn't start a rumor like that if it wasn't true. Cole's a big fan too.
Yeah.
Absolutely, the Outlaws are going to be on ESPN.
It's
August
true.
12th, right? Is that the date? We're filming Rock Valley.
August 8th.
August 8th. Okay.
Ocho. And it's ESPN Ocho. So. All right. Well.
That's it.
We can call it a night here.
I'm going to play your cool video again, Ron, that you made.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It was an awesome show. Look at the numbers. The numbers are even.
Yeah. I'm going to play the Ravenna, Nebraska TV commercial. I'm going to play your video, Ron, and then I'm going to end the show. So
sounds great. Thank you, everyone. For
Baldwin Filters, MTV, and KFXL Fox, Nebraska invite you to the 2023 Ravenna Tractor Pull. 2 big nights, Friday, June 9th and Saturday, June 10th at 7 p.m. both nights at Anabar Park, Ravenna. See Grand National Outlaw Class, Pro Stock, Modified, Super Farm, Pro Stock 4x4, Modified 2-wheel drive, Light Pro Stock, Diesel Super Stock, Light Super Stock, and Light Limited Pro Stock. That's June 9th and 10th, Anabar Park, Ravenna.